Good morning. Good morning. All right, so let's go ahead and see what's going on here today. What is happening in the world of the guitar? I wanted to take a minute and say good morning. Good morning to you, guitar. And thank you for being here, and thank you for being such a great companion in this musical life that we live together. All right. Good morning, guitar. I just realized I just sort of named I named the stream, this live stream when I do this in the morning, Good Morning Guitar, and I never actually say hello to the guitar. So today we said hello to the guitar. Here's the A440. Good morning. And good morning, Mr. Haas, Kevin. We've got a blue wrench on board already. Good morning, first to the gate. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We've got some light housekeeping going on here. We've got Mark already smashing the like button. So I'm going to work on pronouncing my words more clearly and more slowly. And I think for me, it helps for me to dial in my breath. And be ready to go. And I wanted you to know, once I get beyond tuning today, I plan on using fingerstyle, and I'm using only fingers 2 and 3 today for taking the fingers for a little walk down. Ooh, this guitar is out. So we're talking about fret hand fingerstyle again today. At least I am. You could use your pick if you'd like to fashion your pick with downstrokes and upstrokes. You are more than welcome to jump on board with the pick using alternate picking sequencing, or whatever it is that makes you happy, that makes you tick as a guitar player. I said guitar player. What I really meant to say was guitar practitioner. I have all of these little pieces of songs that live similar to the way you guys do it, I would think. Sky, good morning. I do have photographs of guitars, so we have some guitars. Maybe those will air this weekend on the community posts tab. Hey, Angshita is here. Good morning, or good afternoon from India. Good morning, Marlon. Marlon's in the house. Hey, we've got a long-time channel visitor here. Yeah. Sorry to overlook that. I missed you there for a minute. Been working on a guitar entry that sounds like a dream for the last 20 minutes. Oh, good for you. Which one's that? Good morning, Mark. Just setting the intention this morning working on setting my, we're going through the tuning process and setting the intention for this morning practice, for this morning ritual. I feel like there's a little bit of showmanship involved in this, and for my own sake and for your sake, I don't know, but I grew up really not liking plastic people. Do you know what I mean? I know that I understand the sentiment of fake it till you make it, but this morning, like the morning ritual for guitar growth pattern system for me is not about faking it until I make it. I don't want to stamp that. I'm not interested really in stamping that on my musical expression or my musical life. So occasionally my performance skills on the screen might suffer, and if it gets to the point where it's not working for you, before you just decide to abandon ship, let me know if there's something that we could adjust, if there's something that needs to be attenuated to the point just to reach a larger, sort of more generalized sort of consensus of, hey, playing the guitar in the morning is okay, and it's a great place to start the day. So we're here with 60 beats per minute. I'm pretty much in tune. I saw Mimi Fox playing some, Joe Pass licks yesterday somewhere. I forget where it was. But if you don't know Mimi Fox, and it's Mother's Day weekend coming up. I'm not sure if she's a mom or not, but it is Mother's Day weekend. I just saw Jill coming through the door here, so I think it's worth wishing our good friend and a live chatter, Jill, a wonderful happy Mother's Day weekend. So that's important. That's definitely where the rubber meets the road. So happy Mother's Day from all of us to you, and hope all of the moms out there have a super, super weekend and are observed appropriately. Okay, so there we go. So let's go ahead and start. We have 4 attacks per beat, and I'm using, I wanted to start out yesterday, I started with Fingerstyle. Matteo Mancuso has been bringing this all to the forefront again, and it's the high levels of competency in fingerstyle approach, just burning through arpeggiations and scalar passages really quickly. And so I'm working every day. So for yesterday, like for example, I worked index and middle fingers, and as if they were the pick, the plectrum moving down and up, down, 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 da 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 da. And instead of using that binary motion, I'm using da 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 da. Da, 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 da. So it's really important for me to remember that the thumb is an indicator, similar to the way if you're fly fishing and you do the mend, you mend to correct. You get your line to pay out into the stream, but usually before everything lays down, you kind of do a quick mend, and it just kind of folds the line so that it lands upstream, so that the presentation of the fly hits downstream before the line does, because the line, if the fish sees the line in the water, it will likely, spook the fish. If you're fishing for trout anyway, they're pretty spooked. Some of those trout, the species of trout in like some waters, some of those fish get pretty spooky. So you put, some of us, I don't typically use them, but I have some friends who are pros that use these little bobbers, like little strike indicators, but they're tiny, tiny little patterns. and they just float, and if you see it jiggle at all, some of those fish are so sensitive you'd never know they were taking that you had a hit unless you see the strike indicator move go down below 0 and back up. So that thumb right here for me is a 0. It's a strike indicator. It's an indicator that once I pass through the 0 here, and then I know where to return because I have a feel. I've felt like this part of my thumb becomes a RTZ, or return to 0. Now, because I have that there, I can now communicate that through this finger to the other finger, and then now I have a 0 point for both. So here's a stroke, boom, and then return to 0. Stroke, return to 0, stroke, return to 0, and then I can do all of that. Now I can communicate that 0 through all of my picking hand fingers because I have that trusted thumb, which is an indicator of 0, or, you know, the place from whence we came. So that's kind of what I'm working today. Today I'm working fingers 2 and 3, the 2 middle fingers, instead of using the index and middle fingers. Good morning. So Raoul, good morning. Lex, I see Lex is on board here. Good. Angshita, good morning. And then Raoul, good. Yeah, sounds like a plan. I've been working with thumb and index. Awesome. I'm liking the idea of picking them and the 2 fingers today. Brilliant. So Anthony's on board here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Did you all see the new video of Matteo Mancuso and Tommy Emmanuel yesterday? Yeah, I did. I'll reserve my thoughts until later on that. Two completely separate guitar players doing 2 completely different things, I think, right? It's quite a study in contrast. I think I need to watch it. I saw just a clip of it, probably a heartbeat and a half of it, and I'm looking forward to checking it out more closely. But thank you, Anthony, for drawing our attention to things like that. That's sort of where I think our attention should be, you know, brought to or raised to those people who are carrying the torch right out to the edges of the light. You know what I mean? Lighting new pathways forward. Yeah, good stuff. All right, Jill, good morning. Good morning, Raoul again. That's from your video yesterday. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. I have started practicing the 2-finger drills that you do. It's working. My pinky is gaining strength gradually. Awesome. That's great. That's wonderful news. Jill Marco, good morning. Yeah, Marco. Yeah, way to weigh in there. Yeah. All right. Guitar for everyone. Justin's here. I think I've got everyone. I think I'm going to just get started. And as new people sort of like pop in, if you see new faces, and anyone who's here, you're more than welcome to be the welcoming committee. You know, you know what it's like when you walk into a room and you have someone come up and address your attention and shake your hand, and then you don't sit there and linger. You kind of work into the room and move, but it's always nice to have someone come and greet you. So that etiquette can apply here too, and feel free to do that. All right, okay, son, do sweep pick. Oh, yes, there you go. When playing complex songs. All right, I'm going to have to get going here because I think the live chat will command my favorite underrated guitar player, Han. That's a great comment. When playing complex songs, which requires pick strumming to figure how should we hold the pick in a way to quickly reach for it when we need to strum. Do you have any tricks? Yes. All right, let's do this, and then I'll do this with our first warm-up. So we'll start here, and then I'm moving on to fingers 2 and 3 for finger picking today. So we're starting with fingers 3 and 4 on frets 10 and 12. Low E string, and a 2, and a you know what to do. if I'm strumming through this, oh, this feels really great this morning. This feels good. I can't believe I talked for 15 minutes. What a bozo. So if you're running into a practice session and you want to be there on time so you can get a full hour practicing, you know, quick note, don't talk to yourself for 15 minutes. Don't talk to others for 15 minutes. Start your practice session. So, you know, it's the old don't do as I do as I say. Unbelievable, 15 minutes gone. I will never get those 15 minutes back. But I'll tell you what, I do have fun interacting in these sessions, so I guess that's okay, because I'll likely practice more today anyway. So 1 E and 2 fingers, 2 and 3. Now I'm going to hang on to that. I'm going to hang on to this pick, but typically what I would do is I would take the pick and then tuck it away between, you know, fingers. It would be fingers 1 and 3, and I'd get it somehow. I'd push it back here into my palm, right, and then I'd do something where if I'm finger picking, you know, I've got it right here between fingers 2. You know, it's in the knuckle of the second finger, and I think it's just a matter of switching it over there with your thumb, and then you find, depending on the pick you're using, you'll find that you can do a fair amount of functional finger picking and then have the pick ready to go, right? So start talking about hybrid picking, but that's a secret. That's a secret that I've learned. I learned that from my second or third private guitar tutor and one of my favorite guitar tutors, but private, when I was like maybe 12 or 13 or something. And just a wonderful, wonderful guitar player in person. So, and later in my life, he ended up working with me to, you know, for me basically, to help a program that I started, and just a super human being. All right, fingers 2 and 3. Here we go. They're not manicured. I mean, you can see that they're pretty nasty fingernails. I haven't shaped them yet because they're still in the middle of growing out. The tone is going to likely suffer a bit, but I'm going through that fingers 2 and 3, and I'm using only fingers 2 and 3 on my picking hand. So here we go. 1 E and 2. You know what to do. Actually, the pick is the thumb and the first finger on. Good. Do you hear Tommy's play, the buzz in the strings? He's buzzing a lot. Noisy hands. I think sometimes what happens is we get excited, you know, or, you know, sometimes you have your tech, or even yourself, if you're setting up your own guitars, like, when I'm recording certain songs, I want to have that buzz, you know, I want to have that grit, I want to have that lower action so that I can, you know, express that sort of grindy kind of, you know, I don't need it to sound clear all the time. So I'll have multiple guitars set up. You know what? I wanted to try another guitar today. So I have this other Martin that just came here, and I wanted to play that today. So I might get up in a second and go grab that. I forgot that I wanted to start with that today. And I don't know what triggered me to remember that, but so it might be like a 30-second little, I might jump up and grab that just a little bit. My other one, another beater guitar. I'm glad you like that tip, Sky. You're more than welcome, Sheeta. Hopefully that helps. And it doesn't happen overnight. You know, it's one of those things that definitely you want to work up to. But it will become comfortable and it will feel like a leather glove. You know what I mean? It will eventually feel natural or normal to you. Good. Just keep working at it. Stick with it. And then if you find something that works, bonus. Keep me up, the metronome. I need to go through middle and third finger. So keep me up with the metronome. Here we go. All three. Oh, there you go. This guitar feels so good unplugged. Good. Sorry, I have to be on another live and catch up with the stream tonight. Oh, Bernie, good to see you, man. The Lord keeps showing me He has better plans for me than the construction by letting the jobs fall through and giving me another way out. Well, amen, my friend. Good morning, Dan, brother from the north. Yes, brother from another mother. Yeah. So, Bernie, double tap the screen. Thank you for being here, Bernie. Thank you. Thanks, Sheeta. How should we manicure the nails to get the best sound while picking? Do you have any specific? Okay. Is that Autobot? That's really cool. What audio monitor are you using? That is on the table. Oh, this thing right here, the reference monitor. This is like a BX5. It's made M Audio. We have another system on this side of the room over here that you don't see, which is a similar. And I've got a subwoofer. I have a sub with a crossover too, just to kind of like, this is a good little seated mixing station for me, and it works pretty well. I'm glad you're asking questions like that. So let's take a look at fingers 2 and 4, 9 and 12, and we'll just get moving. And you know what I'm doing. You know where to find me. You know where to keep up. Yeah, how should we manicure the nails to get the best sound? So you can look at, I think I did a tutorial on that right here on my channel. So if you search for, you know, fingerstyle or fingernail shaping or fingernail something, you know, or finger something, you can search it on my channel. There's a really good, it's got sort of a cheap little video. It's not an expensive one that we didn't put a whole lot of time into producing it, but it definitely conveys the message. Let me know if you don't find it. I'll talk about it here in a few minutes. 1 and 2 and a T and 1 and 3, 9 and 12. Here we go. Yeah, just getting the the fingers 2 and 3 awakened. There we go. Amen, Bernie. Onesie and a twosie. another thing over here too. It's the control system that I use for the Apogee Symphony system, but I have it on my desktop. I have the control set for that, the Apogee Symphony desktop unit. So that's I really enjoy that. I really like that. I wouldn't, you know. So my right hand's a little slow, but you can see that I'm starting to gain familiarity with fingers 2 and 3, and so I'm restricting my movement, my picking hand, to only fingers 2 and 3. And so I do have a fingernail file here, and so what I would do is I would just take a look at, put the guitar on the file on my fretboard, and then I would finger the, you know, how I would address the strings. I'm going to start getting that bevel, that angle, just by, that angle is going to inform, you know, that plane, the string plane is going to inform the angle of my fingernails. So now I've got an angle started, and then what I would do is I would go through and sort of like follow through that angle. And that will help to get things, but I'll finalize all of that later on. I won't take the time to do that now. This is a warm-up session, but go ahead and find that video after if you want. You know, it's a good one. I think you'll like it. So fingers, oh yeah, we've got the Anthony here. This is a tough one for me, so it's fingers 2, 3, and 4 on frets 10, 11, and 12. Let's go ahead and do that finger stretch exercise, that nice slow burn that we all look forward to, with 1 E and a 2 E and a D E and a thank you, Anthony. Outside and take a look at a full range of finger exercises that we can borrow. If you have anything, like I know Raoul right here in the live chat, if you check out his channel, I'm not sure if he wants to look at it, I think he does, but he's made a ton of videos of different finger exercises, different finger permutations, which you might find interesting. Oh yeah, and I just remind myself that I need to, I really should be working on breath a little bit more than talking during this, because my tissue requires that oxygen. That's over. Ooh-wee. Woo. That's almost time for a stretch. We'll do one more. We'll do its counterpart, and then we'll stretch. I'm Jason, and if you're just tuning in here at Jason Carey Guitar, I wanted to welcome you and thank you for being part of this session. If you're here and you haven't yet smashed the like button, you can do that now. If you'd like to double tap the screen or hit the heart button or whatever whatever you do you think you can do to support the channel, we're totally open to that. 1 E and a 2, fingers 1 and 2 and 3, frets 10, 12, and 14. Here we go. 2 E and 1 Z and a 2 Z and a putting on my shoes down. There we go. Suck, but that's okay. I know that song. some reason this morning it's hurting extra good. We're 5 months, plus into this, so we should be doing a little bit more challenging material. We should do the material that's really going to, propel us forward, to help us to be fulfilled, and appreciate when we're not doing things like that. Oh man, I feel like I'm going to have a Popeye arm here. So ready? 16 beats here, 16 clicks on this beautiful stretch. This is just a beautiful stretch. I forgot, it feels so good I forgot to count. Breathing in and breathing out, super important. Maybe we're letting a sigh go here, and then we're pulling down for the same amount. 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and then transition to the other arm. Very good. For Popeye arm, use all the way. That's funny. Oh yeah, this feels good. Hello, Master. It's all smoke and mirrors, It's all about the LUFS, man. It's all about the LUFS. There's a big discussion there. There's a large discussion there. Mastering.com is pretty helpful. All right, let's get back to the world of I like to play my guitar, and geez, that exercise just whoops me every time. 1 E and a 2 and a T E and a bow. Are you putting on your shoes, Mark? Your shoesies? I hope you have a wonderful, happy Friday, man, and super day, everything, all of the goodness in the world. I hope that all of us can carry that, carry that good message with us as we work to go through our day in some form of service or another. Travel well, friend. Oh, okay, cool. I'm not sure what we're doing for a specializations, Mark, so is there something you want to come back to and watch for a specialization? Any questions that you want to come back to? Oh, I just snuck another finger in there. If you're just tuning in, you know, this morning ritual is intended to be, it's intended to be something of value for the general player, you know. It's for the guitar practitioner who is a beginner in his or her mind. Every day, every time we pick it up, we're starting all over again. And that's a difficult thing for me to achieve sometimes, you know. Starting with that blank slate every day, you know, and try to maybe make a few notes. I've started making notes because the notebook is supremely important to, and you know, and never mind the 12-month plan or the 24-month plan, but the day-to-day things that you want to kind of like manage into your calendar, especially with guitar and technique. Do you all feel like it would be a good idea to, let's see what, hold on. Hello, Mr. Guitar, and greetings from Indonesia. Good morning. Well, thanks for being here with us today. Mr. Guitar. That's cool. Yeah, others have been called that appropriately. So 1 E and a 2, and you know what to do. Oh, you don't, because I didn't say it. We're using fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're kicking that first finger back to fret number 8. So 1 E and a 2, and a T E and a 4 E and a... If you get something that, if you get a stereo file, Raoul, if you get a stereo file and you wanted to share it with me, you know, I've mastered some, you know, some recordings from Jason Bonham and other you know, artists for public consumption, and if you want, I can walk you through. If you send me a track, we can try to take some time and just do maybe a live stream of how we would just walk through a simple mastering process, you know, with Logic Pro. And I don't know if you are interested. You'd have to be pretty, you know, just I guess interested in some of the tools that are available within Logic Pro at the moment. And then I have a couple of plugins that I really like. I wouldn't, you know, run it through any outboard gear. Just all in the box. And it's probably something that you all already do. But if you wanted to check it out, if you get the tune together in the spirit of getting others, you know, independently producing more of their own stuff, I'd be happy to, you know, quote unquote, unlock what it is that I do to master my own stuff, to master stuff in house. And then if we really need to get it sent to, if we need to get a product sent somewhere, I send it to Adam A. And right, Adam is the guy I used to work at with Bob Ludwig, the great Bob Ludwig at Masterdisc, and then Gateway Studio, you know, mastering studio. So I would send the important work through to Adam and see if he had time to take on some work. And then if I could, I would pay extra to be in attendance, to have the mastering session attended, so that I could learn a little bit from and absorb a little bit from the multi-Grammy award-winning mastering engineer that he is, right? I would want to pay extra to get in his domain, do something, you know, just observe. Even there to observe would be good. But I think, you know, for if you're distributing, you know, I think it depends on the size of the market, and then you know, it's a long discussion, I think. But I want to encourage anyone can really be doing a decent job at mastering. You know, if you have a digital audio workstation, but you know, I would master a good mix, a good stereo mix. You know, a stereo file, not. You know, I wouldn't want to have the entire project file sent with multi-tracks, and I think if you had a good mix, then that could be mastered. That stereo file should be the mastering, the thing to be mastered, not the mix, right? All right. All right, so where are we going to specialize today? All right, somehow we know what to do. Germans love to document everything, itsy bitsy everything. Good. Here's an idea, Raoul. If you're generating that kind of content, what we did, we had a song. I don't know. Let me see if I can dial it up here. Only because we're talking about it and it's Friday, and I kind of want to show you something else. You know, some other things that we do. I wonder if this will work, and sorry to have my back to you here, but let me just show you. Here's a track that I mastered, I recorded, mixed, and mastered, and let's see, where are we at? So here it is. I'm not sure if you can hear it well here or not, but I'll show you why I bring this to your attention. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention because we had, I don't know, 150 tracks or something by the time it was done. And I thought, you know, so I like to work with municipalities and state level and federal level agencies and then distribute ideas and wealth. So there was a local high school system that I was working with he happened to be the music educator of the year in this state, and wonderfully, wonderfully talented music educator, public music educator, which I'm not, and I don't have the, you take one look at me and you know I don't have the patience for that, but I do have some patience, probably the patience of Joe, but not for that. That takes a special kind of person, you know. And so he started up a digital audio workstation lab for all of his music students interested in production, but they didn't have any material. So I said, hey, here's, $15,000 worth of tracking, and then why don't you hang on to it? And so I worked out a deal with the band, and they were like, hey, no, that's great, we want kids. And then so everybody, all of these high school students for years, and they're still doing it, they have this 100 and something track project file, and they all use Logic because it's all Apple based stuff. And every one of them gets a chance to organize, recut, remix, remaster, and basically reimagine that recording. And I've heard a handful of those recordings over the years of these juveniles, these mixing and mastering engineers, and they're doing it. So wouldn't it be cool, Raoul, if you said, hey, anyone interested in this live stream or this live chat, anyone with a digital audio workstation, if you wanted to take a crack at mastering my material, it's not like I'm better or worse than anyone else. It's just that, I like to listen. I like to turn knobs. I like to read metering. I like to do all of those things. And then maybe one day that will lead me to meet up again with Adam Ayan, and then maybe it will give me a conversation starter with him, or someone else, right? And it's just it's one of those things that I thought would be a good idea if you're willing to do that. I know it's a little bit like putting yourself out there. I remember this recording session because we put a backwards guitar solo in it, and I think we didn't really know how to end the song, so the song ends. So part of being in the studio with the talent, with the group, with the musicians as the recording engineer, is when they run into trouble or run into we've been playing the song, we've been practicing the song, but we don't really know how to end it. And that happens, right? And Old Navy was all over the TV at the time, and they had this really super pop sound with these descending cadences, just contrapuntal lines and counterpoint melodies. And so I said, why don't we make the end of the song sound like an Old Navy commercial, but then why don't we modulate the key up a whole step so it gives the song a little lift as we're going out. And so when the bass player's like, oh yeah, let's do that. And then the singer and the guitar player and the drummer, they were like, yeah, well, the drummer's just like, yeah, I'll do whatever. And they did this. Just cool stuff. So you never know what becomes of these little projects that you get involved with, right? All right, so I don't know. I'm not sure if that is really a morning ritual warm-up or not, but I know that my index and middle fingers feel a lot better now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep working on this. Hey Bernie, what's going on? So I'm just going to keep working on this right hand, or the picking hand sequence, but this time instead of using fingers 1 and 2 and 3, I'm going to use fingers 1 and 2 or 2 and 3 only. Now I'm going to go through the 1, 2, 3, 4 warm-ups with using index, middle, and ring fingers, and then see what that does for me. All right, 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a... Yeah, it's funny that the song that I played was about dreams, right? Just as things line up, you know, everything kind of amounts to, it reduces down to 42, doesn't it, Raoul? Somehow. I think we should write a song called 42. But it's, did you find the track on Apple Music or whatever? It's the Returnables, and it's called Penelope. It's a really great track, you know. And there's another great track. Stuck in a Rut's a good one. Yeah, it's about the time I was directing a conservatory of music too, and it's lost a lot of good friends. You'd think I was in a climbing party in the Himalaya, but you know, it was the music industry. But anyway, hey, mostly crazy. Morning, Teach. Seriously, hope all is going good for y'all. Yeah, we hope the same, and you're never far from top of mind for me, mostly crazy. So glad you're back here. So I'm going to close it up. We're just going to go back through some pentatonicism with fingers 2 and 3. I'm sort of working on fingerstyle this morning and fingers 2 and 3. And if you're just tuning in, I'm Jason here with the morning ritual for guitar growth, which happens to be right here live every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. So it's free to join, and it's happening all year long. So we are experiencing, all of us are experiencing mad amounts of growth. You know, it's like almost we need extra buckets to put all of the excess growth in that it's dripping off of us. Look, I mean, it's just like blah, growth everywhere. So 1 to E and to 2. Let's just work on fingers. You know, 1, just that minor pentatonic shape. You know the shape. The 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3, and then 1 4 1 4. And I'm using fingers 2 and 3 in my picking hand. And we're going to use 4 tags per beat, and it's 60 beats per minute using this old thing. It ain't no thing, just a metronome over here. So 1 E and a 2, and you know what to do. Just something super easy and super approachable. Bursting at the seams with growth. Got it. Can you sing Backstreet song? Yeah, you know what? I think if you look at my channel, if you go back and search through my channel, I think I did a Backstreet Boys song here. So you can go back and search Jason Carey Guitar right here on YouTube. And then go ahead and find Jason Carey Guitar and then search through my old videos. I hate to recommend it because some of those I look like, you know, Sasquatch, but that's okay. It's who I am, you know, or who I was, and I think you'll find a Backstreet Boys song. Let me know if you do, because I think there is one there. Now let's go ahead and speed that up a little bit. Now I want to work on repetition. Repetition is a huge part of the morning ritual for me. 1. How's the band, Mostly Crazy? Are you guys still playing? While you're here, fill us in. One, 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1. Done. Here we go. me go through and maybe use fingers 1 and 3. I think we released a new song last week called Take Him Down. That's about all the news. That's about all that's new for us. That's a new track. That's huge. That's huge, yeah. So what is it called again? Take Him Down. It's on YouTube at Nun Puncher. So working through these patterns, I'm going to leave you with something really of great value here. So we're starting with the 1 flat 3 5, 1 flat 3 5, 1 flat 3 5. Well, just shift it around to 1 5 flat 3, and then 1 5 flat 3, 1 5 flat 3, and then 5 flat 3 1, and then 5 flat 3 1, and then 5 flat 3 1, and that gives, or 4 or whatever. I think I was saying 1, but what I really meant was 4. So all of these little permutations make it worthwhile, and that's where I think we'll leave it for today. And I really appreciate this one. It felt great to be here today. I got my stool all at the right height now. I didn't have to cut it. I just had to bang on it a little bit outdoors, and it went right down to where it was supposed to be. So my drum throne is now operational to my satisfaction and contentment, which, probably adds loads of glory to your day. So thanks for being here. It's been a wonderful morning. I look forward to seeing you again Monday morning. But don't forget, every weekend until we're finished with the series, we launch 2 new chord chemistry pieces, right? So we have some interesting stuff coming up 9 a.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. on Sunday, and they premiere live so that we're there in the chat with you. So if you have questions or you wanted to participate, we'll see you tomorrow. But for the live stream here, for this live stream, the morning ritual for guitar growth, we'll see you again on Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. And until we meet again, yeah. It's really great to see everybody here. It's really great to see people here. And time to go feed the hens. Yeah. All right. You're welcome, Jill. Happy Mother's Day weekend. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And yeah. Nun Puncher. Yeah. Raoul. Yep. Yeah. That's good. Later, Robbie. Later, Raoul. Later, everybody. Mostly crazy. Later, Raoul. Later, I had the Rage Against the Machine. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Love the Rage. Radom. Happy Mother's Day for the moms. Happy time with the fellas. Call your mom. That's for sure. Call your mom. Oh yeah. All right. We just shout out your mom. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, good for you. All right, that's fun. That's fine. Have a great time. And again, we'll see you again Monday morning. Can we get? Oh, we got to 20 likes. That's wonderful. And so we'll see you again. And until we meet again, happy picking. Bye now. And go get some guitaring done or living done or whatever it is you feel like you want to do. Blah blah blah.